This is not a peaceful place. This is a wild battlefield of predators. When the first rays of the sun softly caress the deep green canopy of the Amazon, the colossal jungle opens its eyes after a long night. The centuries-old trees move softly, as if inhaling the first breath of a new day. The Amazon is not simply the largest tropical jungle on the planet. It is a primeval empire, a colossal biological machine that has functioned with resistance for millions of years. Here, every creature is a gear in the precise machine of nature. As in a mechanical clock, all the gears depend on one another to keep functioning. It is enough for one link to stop for the entire jungle to be affected. The resonant calls of the flocks of macaws tear the air of the morning. Farther away, the howls of the monkeys extend like trumpets resounding through countless layers of trees. Under the layer of decomposing leaves, millions of insects unite in an endless chorus. Everywhere the Amazon is awakening, a majestic landscape that takes your breath away. But also so peaceful in a strange way that makes us human beings easily forget the truth hidden within it. Because under that intense green canopy, no absolute peace exists. Each leaf, each tree trunk is witnessing a battle for survival that has never ended. In the Amazon, every danger is not an accident. It is a part of the rhythm of life, an ancestral law that all creatures must learn to accept. Hidden deep under the murky water, a predatory creature waits with patience. An adult female anaconda lies motionless among the flooded thickets. Her olive skin mixed with brown makes her enormous body merge perfectly with the mud and the darkness. Only movement reveals the presence of this predator. When she is motionless, she does not seem a creature but a branch submerged for a long time, covered in patches of green moss. A shadow that breathes, a storm sleeping under the water. Only the cold eyes keep observing in silence, serene but implacable. In the Amazon, patience is sometimes the most fearsome weapon. Not far from there, at the edge of the flooded zone, a family of capybaras slowly gathers the tender grass leaves that have just sprouted beside the river. The capybara is the largest rodent on the planet. On average, an adult usually weighs between 77 and 145 pounds. The males tend to be a little heavier than the females. Some, especially large specimens, have been recorded with a weight of more than 200 pounds. On the riverbank, the adults always maintain a proper distance, without taking their eyes off the young. The curious young ones run around their parents. Sometimes they stop to play with the water, sometimes they explore with curiosity every riverside thicket. A silent but firm bond, like the very river that has fed them through countless generations. For the capybaras, this is paradise, a place with tender grass and fresh water, with the shade of centuries-old trees that protect them from the ferocious heat of the tropics. That landscape is so beautiful, it seems that even time slows down. But in the Amazon, the moment of peace is usually only the silence before the storm arrives. Hidden under the flooded aquatic plants, the anaconda keeps without moving. The herd of capybaras approaches ever closer, the distance is being reduced. Everything keeps happening normally. They do not know they are approaching ever closer to danger, and then, in an instant, the surface of the water explodes. The anaconda has succeeded in her hunt. Normally, the anaconda only hunts when she really is hungry, because each meal can allow her to keep alive for several weeks, even several months. Furthermore, each hunt consumes much energy and also implies not a few risks. After the meal, the enormous snake slides silently toward the flooded jungle, disappearing among the dense thickets like a shadow that dissolves into the night. During the digestion period, that colossal body becomes heavier, slower. It is also the fatal weakness of the anaconda if by bad luck she runs into other predators by chance. In the Amazon, there is no truly invincible creature. When the anaconda disappears among the flooded thickets, the surface of the swamp slowly returns to its habitual calm. However, the jungle never sleeps. Where a predator has just left, another predator has appeared silently. Under the silt-laden murky water, a dark rock floats over the surface, sliding slowly. A black cayman, the ancestral owner of the Amazon rivers. If the anaconda is the shadow of the swamp, the cayman is the soul of the river, a fortress that breathes. An ancient warrior that keeps guarding his territory after millions of years of evolution. Beneath the thick, dark skin, there are irregular bony plates, forming an extremely solid natural defense layer. It not only helps him resist the bites of his adversaries, that armor is also the mark of time, a living testimony of the lasting force of the evolutionary process. The adult males can weigh hundreds of pounds. According to scientific records, the largest specimens that have been recorded can reach a weight of between 880 and 1,000. £100 a size, sufficient to turn them into true giants of the Amazon rivers. However, what makes the cayman the obsession of all creatures is in his patience. In the Amazon, where most life is always in motion, the cayman knows how to choose the moment. He can remain motionless for hours only to wait for a perfect instant. Only the eyes and the two small nostrils peek above the surface of the water. The rest of the body is covered and supported by the murky water. For the prey, the surface of the river keeps being completely at peace, but in reality, the danger observes with patience from below. In the Amazon, life and the end of a cycle have never been two opposite faces. Together, they maintain the fragile balance of the entire jungle. However, this enormous river, where the cayman seems to hold absolute power, there still exist adversaries that make even that armored giant have to be cautious. In the distance, some shrill whistles suddenly sound. The surface of the water begins to move. A river patrol team is approaching, the giant otters. At first glance, they do not have the appearance of those who can defy an adult cayman. Their soft, dark brown fur reflects the sunlight like a wet velvet cloth. Their face always carries a curious air. Their agile movements make them look like children playing with the water. But that is only the mask that nature has cunningly created. Behind that friendly appearance, one of the most united and effective societies of the jungle is hidden. In the world of the rivers, strength does not always belong to the largest. Sometimes, it belongs to those who know how to be together. A solitary cayman can make an entire water zone fall into silence. But a family of giant otters is capable of making the very river have to change its rhythm. When the cayman approaches too close to their territory, or it is enough for his gaze to be directed toward the young, all act immediately, without any hesitation. They appear from various directions. They surround, they divide, they harass. They do not let the adversary have opportunity to concentrate on any objective. However, the entire pack functions in harmony like a single body, like dozens of hearts that share a single beat. It is the force of unity. A weapon that even the colossal jaws can barely resist. Facing the continuous harassment, the cayman understands that today's victory will not be worth it if it is at the cost of wounds. After a few minutes of tension, he retreats slowly and then disappears silently under the murky water. It is not because he is weak, but because in nature, knowing how to retreat in time is also a manifestation of intelligence to survive. Moving away from the rivers that do not stop moving, delving deeper into the shadow of the jungle. In the middle of the labyrinth of colossal trees, a golden shadow moves silently. Each step is soft as a wisp of smoke. An adult male jaguar, the true emperor of the Amazon jungle. A masterpiece that nature has sculpted with strength, patience, and an almost perfect precision in hunting. His shining golden coat with rosette patterns merges perfectly with the light and shadow under the canopy. If he remains still, even a pair of sharp eyes hardly detects him, as if the very jungle had gifted this feline a mantle of invisibility. Unlike most large felines that only dominate the night, the jaguar hunts even when the sun is still burning. On the edge of a mud pit, an adult cayman lies motionless. The moment in which this cold-blooded animal needs to warm up to increase his body temperature. The eyes half closed, without knowing at all that he has become the target of a hunt. In the Amazon, even the dominators have moments of fragility. From behind the low thickets, the jaguar stops. The distance is only a few meters. A ferocious roar, accompanied by the sound of water, tears the silence. The jaguar explodes. And then all the sounds fade away. Only the sound of the wind that softly touches the canopies remains. Nature returns to its habitual tranquility. The cayman is already firmly held in the powerful jaws of the jaguar. Not far away, slow steps stop one after another before each ant nest to search for food. He does not hunt, he does not dispute territory. He seems a solitary sage who crosses the Amazon silently following his own rhythm. He is the giant anteater. A traveler who carries on his back the memories of the prehistoric world. His long fur rises like the mantle of an ancient traveler. His colossal tail completely covers his rear, soft as a gray cloud floating between the depths of the jungle. Each step is slow, but full of firmness, as if the very jungle were walking. He does not have the appearance of a predator. He does not have the speed that terrifies prey. one who chooses perseverance instead of strength, specialization instead of violence. However, the truth will surprise them, because behind the long snout and the somewhat clumsy step, there is a feeding machine that nature has designed especially perfect. The giant anteater does not possess a single tooth, something that would seem absurd in a mammal. But nature has never created shortcomings. It has only created different solutions. The long and narrow snout functions as a conducting tube. Hidden in its interior is a long tongue covered with a layer of dense saliva. Every minute, that tongue can launch and retract up to 160 times. It slips deep into the narrow and complex labyrinths of the ant nest, and then brings with it dozens of insects in each retraction. The interesting thing is, he never completely destroys an ant nest. He only stops for a very short time, enough to obtain food, but leaving the insect population an opportunity to recover. Like a farmer who only harvests when the season is ripe, without greed, without extermination. And if they observe more closely, they will realize, on the menu of that solitary traveler, there is a name that appears with more frequency than all: the army ant. One of the most fearsome armies that has ever walked on the earth of the Amazon. At first glance, they have nothing special. Small, fragile. It would seem they can be crushed with only the weight of a falling leaf if they do not manage to dodge it. But the Amazon has never judged strength by size. There are creatures that carry power in every muscle, and there are also creatures that show their strength through unity and discipline. The army ant belongs to the second group. They are not an individual, they are not an animal, but like a colossal body formed by hundreds of thousands of small individuals. Unlike most other ant species, the army ant does not build fixed kingdoms. They are nomads, armies that never stop their march. Day after day, they cross the dense jungle, they cross streams, they climb the trunks, without stopping to search for new food sources like rivers. Life immediately goes into motion when the ant swarm passes. The spiders flee, the small lizards throw themselves in search of shelter. A single individual bite is almost insignificant, but when millions of jaws work in unison, they become one of the most fearsome armies of the Amazon. That bite force was taken advantage of by some indigenous communities as biological staples to sew wounds. But then, a different rhythm begins to appear. The ant swarm needs to accelerate the work and find shelter. The dark clouds in the distance begin to approach. The first thunder resounds. And then the downpour falls. Each drop of water is like new sources of energy that are transmitted to the body of the Amazon. The rivers are reborn. The jungle seems to stretch, and nature always follows an immutable law. A familiar shadow slides silently, the female anaconda, the one that brought down a capybara just a few weeks ago. Her colossal body ripples softly like the very river moving through the swamp. Every time she brushes the vegetation, she leaves special biological signals. For the male anacondas, it is like an irresistible invitation. A music that only those of the same species can hear and understand. From the narrow streams, the flooded water zones, one by one the males appear. When the female stops, the long bodies full of muscles begin to coil one upon another. In a short time, a colossal mass of movement appears in the middle of the water. Scientists call this phenomenon the mating ball. After the ancient mating ritual closes, the female snake carries silently within her the seed of life for approximately 6 to 7 months, before giving birth to a new generation to continue the endless cycle of the Amazon. And together with the surface of the water, the sky also begins to light up. Everywhere, the wings move softly. The song of the birds succeeds itself, covering every space of the jungle. Dazzling flocks of macaws cross the sky, intense red plumage, blue. Their calls resound through countless layers of trees. Not only to search for a mate, but also as a declaration that the Amazon has entered the reproductive season, the season of life. Not far away, the toucans jump between the branches. Their enormous multicolored beaks make them look like works of art that fly. But that beauty is not only to admire. The long beak allows them to easily reach the ripe and juicy fruits that are found on the ends of the finest branches. And then they carry those seeds throughout the jungle. Each flight sows a new seed of life, the transporters of the Amazon. Along the beaches of shallow waters, the white herons stand motionless, patient as statues sculpted from light. At this moment, nature becomes more generous. The food sources are more abundant, but the competition is also more ferocious, because where life flourishes, there the hunts also occur with more frequency. However, if only the jaguar's victory is seen, it is very easy to think that the Amazon is built on the strength of the strongest. The truth is completely different. Without the jaguar, the cayman would increase too rapidly. Without the cayman, the populations of fish and many aquatic animals would lose control. Without the anaconda, the capybara and many other riverside species would explode in number. When the number of a species increases too rapidly, the originally balanced ecosystem will lose control and provoke serious consequences. In the Amazon, there is no creature that truly exists alone. Every species is a gear in the precise machine of the Amazon. They fit with one another to keep the jungle functioning without ceasing. However, that ancient machine is beginning to show gears that slow down. The virgin jungles are fragmented. The enormous trunks are falling one after another. The temperature rises, the dry season is prolonged, the floods also become more ferocious. The Amazon is trying to adapt. It is sending its warnings, silently, with patience, like the very jungle that has always existed. And the greatest question has never been if the jaguar can still hunt the cayman, or if the anaconda still has enough strength to squeeze her prey. But what will happen when this entire colossal biological machine begins to lose each of its gears? Because the Amazon has never been the story of a king, it is the story of millions of small creatures, millions of destinies intertwined, like the enormous roots under the earth. Each species sustains another species. Each life nourishes another life. And it is precisely that interdependence which has created the most grandiose jungle that has ever existed on Earth. The Amazon is not only the green lung of the planet, it is the primeval heart of life, a heart that has beat without ceasing for millions of years, and the future of that beat perhaps is also our future.